The sun was just beginning to fade over the rugged borderlands between Pakistan and Afghanistan when the mission call came in. A Taliban camp had resurfaced near Spin Boldak in Kandahar, dangerously close to the frontier. U.S. intelligence surveillance drones had already confirmed heavy militant activity. Armored pickups, fortified bunkers, and heat signatures suggesting a large gathering. The Pakistan Air Force was cleared for a precision strike to neutralize the threat. The weapon of choice, a JF-17 Thunder armed with a glide bomb designed for silent destruction. Squadron leader Hamza Rahman, call sign Falcon 1, stepped toward his jet with calm confidence. The JF-17 stood ready on the tarmac, its sleek gray body reflecting the amber light of dusk. Inside the cockpit, digital displays flickered to life as he powered up the systems. The glide bomb, guided by advanced inertial and satellite navigation, promised accuracy without the need to fly directly over hostile territory. In the operations room, a joint monitoring team, including U.S. advisors, watched the mission unfold on live satellite feed. Every second mattered. The militants were rumored to be planning a cross-border infiltration, and time was slipping. "Falcon 1, you are cleared for takeoff," came the calm voice from control. The JF-17 roared down the runway and sliced into the sky. Hamza climbed above the clouds, switching to stealthy low radar mode as he approached the target zone. From high altitude, he could see the dim lights of the camp flickering like embers in the dirt. With every mile, his breathing slowed. His gloved hands rested firmly on the controls. This wasn't just another mission. This was about preventing chaos from spilling into civilian towns. "Falcon 1, target coordinates locked. Glide bomb ready," his weapons officer confirmed through the secure link. Hamza aligned the jet, the digital marker flashing over the enemy encampment. His thumb hovered over the release button. "Falcon 1, you are weapons free." He pressed down. The glide bomb detached silently, beginning its long, deadly arc toward the Taliban stronghold, unseen, unstoppable. The glide bomb cut through the night like a ghost, descending without a trace of engine noise. Guided by satellite precision, it adjusted its fins mid-air, angling toward the heart of the Taliban camp. Down below, the militants remained unaware. Some gathered around a campfire, others loading weapons into trucks, preparing for their next move. They had no idea destruction was already en route from miles above. Inside the JF-17, Hamza monitored the telemetry feed. A digital countdown displayed distance to impact. He maintained altitude, holding a wide orbit, keeping the jet beyond the danger zone. His heartbeat remained steady, but his eyes were locked on every parameter. In the Joint Ops Center, tension filled the air. American and Pakistani officers leaned over their screens. One U.S. analyst whispered, "That bomb better hit clean." The target was too close to a nearby village, and any mistake could spark international backlash. At T-5 seconds, Hamza tightened his grip unconsciously. Then came the flash. The bomb struck with surgical precision, erupting into a fireball that tore through the camp. Shockwaves rippled outward as bunkers crumbled and vehicles exploded into twisted metal. Infrared imagery lit up with chaotic heat signatures disappearing one after another. "Direct hit," confirmed a ground controller. Applause broke out in the control room, though Hamza remained silent. He didn't celebrate destruction, only the success of preventing further bloodshed. But his mission wasn't over. Scattered survivors scrambled for weapons, panicking in the burning wreckage. A few attempted to flee on motorbikes, heading toward the border in a desperate escape. Intelligence suggested one of them might be a high-value target, possibly a local Taliban commander responsible for previous cross-border attacks. "Falcon 1, enemy movement detected. You are cleared to engage secondary targets," the command center relayed. Hamza adjusted course, banking smoothly through the clouds. The JF-17 responded sharply, as if it shared his intent. Using his targeting pod, he locked onto the fleeing bikes racing across a dirt road. He switched to cannon mode. "Falcon 1 engaging." He fired a short controlled burst. Tracer rounds streaked downward, and in seconds, the road fell silent. The battlefield below now glowed with flames and wreckage. But one question remained. Was the high-value target among the fallen? As the smoke settled over Spin Boldak, Hamza circled at a safe altitude, waiting for confirmation. The targeting pod zoomed in on the scorched terrain below. Burning vehicles, shattered bunkers, and scattered debris marked the strike zone. Thermal imaging showed no remaining movement near the main camp. However, one faint heat signature remained at the edge of the destruction, crawling slowly. "Command, I've got one survivor moving near Grid 5, Hamza reported calmly. The operations room immediately cross-referenced drone footage. A U.S. analyst ran facial recognition on the infrared image. The system processed for a moment before chiming. Match. 72% probability. Suspected Taliban field commander, Abdul Rahim. That was enough to warrant action. Falcon 1, this is command. Engage if necessary, but avoid collateral. We need visual confirmation. Hamza narrowed his eyes. The survivor was trying to reach a hidden shelter partially covered with camouflage netting. If Rahim escaped, he could reorganize militants and trigger retaliation assaults. Hamza had seconds to decide. He switched to low-altitude attack mode. The JF-17 dipped from the clouds, engines humming with restrained fury. Wind pressure shook the cockpit as he descended along the border ridge. As he approached lower altitude, tracer fire suddenly erupted from the burnt-out camp. Some militants had survived and were firing blindly at the sky. Falcon 1 taking ground fire, Hamza reported, voice steady. He pulled a sharp evasive maneuver and activated countermeasures, bright flares streaking behind him. The hostile gunfire was uncoordinated, but he couldn't risk prolonging exposure. He lined up for a strafing run. Falcon 1, clearing the area, he confirmed. He pressed the trigger. The JF-17's cannon thundered, sending a storm of rounds tearing through the remaining shooters. Dust and sparks erupted as enemy resistance crumbled. Returning to higher altitude, he locked onto the lone heat signature again. The target was no longer crawling. It was running, trying to escape into darker terrain. Hamza's thumb hovered over the trigger again, but command interrupted. Falcon 1, hold fire. Reaper drone is being retasked for closer ID. Maintain overwatch. Hamza exhaled slowly, easing his grip. He circled high above the border, a silent guardian in the night sky. The mission was nearing its climax, but one decision could define everything. High above Spin Boldak, the night air felt heavy with anticipation. Hamza kept the JF-17 circling steadily as the MQ-9 Reaper drone zoomed in on the fleeing survivor. The drone's thermal camera captured a clearer silhouette, stumbling across uneven terrain. Within moments, command confirmed. Target positively identified. Abdul Rahim. High value confirmed. Falcon 1, you are cleared for final strike. Hamza took a measured breath. He knew this was more than just eliminating a militant. It was cutting off a mastermind behind multiple border raids and civilian attacks. Failure was not an option. Copy. Engaging. Instead of risking collateral damage with cannon fire at low altitude, Hamza selected a laser-guided munition. With the Reaper designating the target, he aligned the jet one final time. His heads-up display locked onto the highlighted dot on the dark earth below. Weapon armed. Release in 3, 2, 1. The bomb detached cleanly, gliding with unerring precision. Seconds later, a pinpoint explosion lit the ridge. Clean, controlled, final. Rahim was gone. Silence followed. In the ops center, relief swept through the joint team. The U.S. analysts exchanged nods, and Pakistani officers quietly documented mission success. No civilian casualties. No cross-border incident. A major threat neutralized. Falcon 1, mission accomplished. Return to base. Hamza allowed himself a calm exhale as he banked westward toward home. The horizon began to lighten with the earliest hint of dawn, streaks of soft blue emerging from the night. The aft view mirror showed a fading glow over the borderlands, a reminder of what had just unfolded. As the JF-17 descended toward the runway, fatigue mixed with quiet pride. Ground crew awaited. When the jet touched down and rolled to a stop, Hamza powered off the engine and removed his helmet. The roar of war gave way to silence. He didn't consider himself a hero, only a protector of the line that must not be crossed. Later, the mission footage would be used for debriefing and eventually turned into a simulation scenario for DCS enthusiasts around the globe. Virtual pilots would try to replicate Hamza's precision under pressure, but few would understand the weight behind every decision. In the real skies, One glide bomb had changed the outcome of a border night and safeguarded countless lives.